Yes, it's me, Shogo. Guys, we're outside. Our first time actually recording this podcast outside. We actually are using these new microphones too. I hope they're working. Yeah. Anyways, we're actually at this very beautiful bakery? Cafe bakery kind of place in the Gion area. Harumi actually came here before with a friend. So yeah, there it is. Yeah. And our son Zen has started going to nursery school, but it's still like the second day or something. So he only goes in the morning, unfortunately. Yeah. So we had to choose somewhere where we can go from early morning time. And the other places were, lunch places start around afternoon, So we found this place. So we're gonna have some early breakfast and introducing these cool places to you guys from now on. But here we are. Yep, this is the place. I really hope the microphones are working too. But anyways. They're beautiful though. Yeah. Harumi was saying this one's really, really nice. It does look very nice, by the way. Yeah. See, there's different sets, as you guys can see. Yeah. Oh, very nice though. My gosh, the bread here. Yeah. So basically, there's these different bakery bread sets. Yeah. Some have a little bit of should I say? What do you call these? I don't know. Some assortments, I guess. There's some drinks too, some matcha, coffee, stuff like that. It's really, really cool. Lattes, nice. We gotta remember, there might be some people listening only to this with audio. Oh, okay. So you can't just show them. You gotta talk to explain what we have here as much as possible. But with that said, you said you're going to be going with this. I think this is like the most recommended set we have here. Yeah.
Maybe we can eat this together because it's a huge amount.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, this looks amazing to be honest from my point of view.
I can't decide with this too.
So. Yeah. Does this have the honey with it, or we have to add the butter?
I guess we need to add the butter. And honey.
Yeah, I'll add both then.
Okay.
And there's the drinks. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of drinks. So we should order drinks separately, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really interesting because it came with the bowl.
Yeah, like the matcha bowls, right? Yeah. Nice. I'll just simply go for a latte then.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, we should order something different then, though.
Then I'll go hojicha chai.
Really? All right, perfect. I guess time for us to order then. すいません。この焼きたて蔵出し食パン、これのはい、そうですね。これとあと厚切りのバタートースト、はいバターと蜂蜜の追加してください。それぞれ。
バターもともとついてるんですけど、
あ、そうですね。蜂蜜だけで、はい、大丈夫です。で、あとカフェラテのホットが一つと。ほうじ茶チャイホット？
ホットで。
このほうじ茶チャイもホット一つお願いします。はい、以上で。はい、お願いします。
抹茶とプレーンのカフェ食パンがお一つ、
はい、
トーストがお一つ、に蜂蜜追加。
はい。
で、お飲み物がホットのカフェラテがお一つ、ホットのほうじ茶チャイお一つが間違いないですか？
はい、ありがとうございます。ほうじ茶ラテもあるんですね。
美味しそう。前回カフェラテにしちゃったから。
もう帰れますけど。
あ、大丈夫です。はい、大丈夫です。ありがとうございます。
You said you chose the cafe latte last time?
Last time.
Oh, good. I'm gonna try it out then. Looks amazing though. Caramel latte, matcha espresso, banana smoothie. Yeah.
Last time I came with my friend, and she chose this one, kogashi caramel latte.
Wow.
Kogashi?
Caramel latte. Kogashi is like what, burn?
Burn caramel latte.
Kind of. Yeah. It's amazing though. It's a very simple menu, but I love the design. All right. What's this? Oh, this is like a limited menu. Orange espresso tonic.
Espresso tonic.
Oh, okay. So it's tonic, but it doesn't have any alcohol in it. Oh, there's actually some in the back too. Sakura, cherry blossom related stuff, but
sold out.
Yeah, they're all sold out though. Looks amazing. Wow. This is a very
cool place.
Just cool, just a well-designed place for beautiful breakfast in Kyoto. I mean, in Gion area, Gion is like the the center of Kyoto. It's the heart of Kyoto. I mean, in terms of if you want to go like shopping and stuff like that, if you want to go and grab drinks and such, it might not be the central place. But in terms of history, I guess in terms of culture, history, and stuff like that, Gion is absolutely one of the center places. It's where the Maikos are raised and trained and work. All that kind of stuff too. So
this place is just in front of the Yasaka shrine.
Yeah.
The really center, big shrine, huge shrine in Kyoto.
Exactly.
So really easy to come.
Yeah, if you're coming to Kyoto, I'm definitely very confident that you would look up Yasaka Shrine. So, yeah, perfect. Now, always when we record these podcasts, whenever I record these podcasts outside, I start to get really scared that if we actually started recording or not, because we can't see the screen. But
Let me check.
But I hope we have started. If we didn't, it would be very sad. It's working, right?
Yes, it's working.
It's working? Okay, good. So guys, so we got this new microphone. Yeah, it's magnetic. So there's actually the magnet on the other side. We have it on our kimonos like this, really, really small. And the side that we actually, the what do you call it? Not the transmitter. The side where we have on the smartphone. This is our iPhone 15 Plus, by the way. But the thing that we put in the type USB-C is really small too, and it's very, very convenient. You guys, if you've been watching my videos and such, I have the other Rode Go 2 Pro. Yeah, it's much bigger. It's like a square microphone, and it stands out a lot more. But this is much smaller, and we wanted something more convenient for these podcasts. The only thing is we're really a little bit concerned about the sound quality. Though the reviews were amazing, but I want you guys to let us know what it's like. At home, we usually record our podcasts. We use a different microphone that I actually bought for OMG Japan originally. I totally forgot what the microphone and that forgot the name and everything. Yeah, but it's of course that microphone is absolutely much better. Yeah, than these, of course, because it's literally it's a huge microphone that can go into your computers and other devices like your cameras and such. But with that said, guys, let me know about how you like the audio or not. I'll try to edit it. I always do edit a little bit to make it a little bit better too, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, and I have my Harumi's microphone a little bit closer to her mouth, and I have mine a little bit further away because, as you guys probably noticed, my voice is a lot bigger than hers. So that's one thing too. I've been adjusting. But anyways, so Zen has started going to nursery school from yesterday, and we've already been feeling a lot of change in our lives, even just a day. My brain, I've been talking so much about how much my brain has not been working for a while because I've been burnout. Yeah, I haven't been busy. I'm not busy again, but when you're raising kids, you're constantly have to be caring about them. They might be throwing something, they might be eating something, they might be destroying something, and you never can completely relax, and let your brain, do its work kind of thing, if that makes sense. But yesterday I was able to get, a couple of hours in the morning, but that was, more than enough actually to spark my brain to start thinking about the new things I want to do, ideas and such. And yesterday too, I really wanted to start sleeping earlier because we have more time for work, but no, we were wait till really late time again yesterday. Well, Hanami actually had to go to a kitsuke work. Yeah, she went to dress again tourists, for about a couple of hours yesterday. And before that too, she didn't have any time to rest. So, and last night, the day before that too, the night you slept was really, really late. It was like 2:30 a.m. or something because you had to prepare for nursery school. You had to sign a lot of stuff and write, Zen's name on everything that he takes to, it's the same around the world, right? You had to literally have to write your name on your books and clothes and bags and whatever, everything. So,
and also diapers.
Yeah, diapers too, because he still needs the diapers. So every single diaper he wears, he have to write his name on it and all that kind of stuff. So that took a lot of time. But anyways, so Harumi took a little bit of a nap before started working last night, but still we got really excited about all the things we're going to be doing. And one of the things we're talking about was definitely about Harumi's, of course, we've been talking about this last week too, about all the new things Harumi's looking forward to doing, collaborating with kimono shops and holding her own kimono lessons and such.
Yeah.
But I think we should keep everyone updated about the Monday lessons, though. Of course. Yeah. Before I start talking about what we talked about last night, what's amazing? I've always been telling Harumi, I totally understand now. because I spent so much time with Zen, yeah, I totally understand now that when you spend so much of your time with your kids and at home and you're not working, you start to feel that you're unproductive and you're not making any progress.
Yeah.
And you get very unhealthy because you can't sleep, because you're very stressed, you don't smile anymore, you start to get fat, you know, and your skin is terrible and all that kind of stuff, and you start to feel that you're like just horrible all the time, you know. And I've always been telling Harumi that no, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're talented, you're smart, but she couldn't believe that because for the past 7 years she was at home most of the time, and she was working with me, of course, doing thumbnails and video editing and such, but most of the time she was at home, right? So yeah, Harumi was like really a bit sad about herself for a long time, and now I totally understand. Yeah, and I totally understand why she felt that way, but yeah, so with that said, I've been telling her that she's amazing the whole time, and now I'm finally able to prove another event hatter, I guess you could say, that to prove that how amazing she is. So she actually now has, how many students are going to be coming? 2 students? Yeah, so Harumi did not actually have to go around rocking around and have to talk with people, but she immediately found these 2 students who would be willing to learn from her. Yeah, she went to a free market kind of thing. So people living in our neighborhood just brought all their stuff they don't need at home, and they brought it over, and they sell it to the other neighbors at a really cheap price, you know. And Harumi was selling some kimono too, and so there's some people who are like, oh, you're like a kimono instructor now? I'd be happy to learn from you. Now she has 2 students without having to, be on social media all the time or having to, put out any extra money, all that kind of stuff. And now she has 2 students, which is amazing, right?
Yeah, I'm
you can't
glad.
You can't just be living everyday life and find 2 students who are going to be learning under you. So yeah, I think that's really amazing. The food's here, by the way. That's so cool. はい、ありがとうございます。大丈夫ですか？はい、大変ですね。階段上がってこないといけないのにめっちゃ大変。わあ、すごい。ありがとうございます。
こちらがバター、すぐきの卵サラダ、柚子の白あんが
あ、美味しそう。柚
子の白あん。
これが一緒についてくるスープで、
はい、かわいい。
かわいい。
トウモロコシと白味噌の冷製ポタージュになっております。
ありがとうございます。
こちらがチャイになります。
はい。
でこちらがホットのカフェラテになります。
はい、ありがとうございます。
少しを飲む際気をつけて。
はい、わかりました。
こちらお砂糖になります。
はい、どうも。
美味しそうこっちもこれ。
コースと蜂蜜になります。
はい、わかりました。
そろそろお皿はご入れようですか？
あった方が嬉しいよね。
そうですね。はい。
お待ちいたしました。用意します。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。It's amazing. It's beautiful.
ありがとうございます。
Wow. I love how there's like a little bit of space for each small dish. The plate's a bit dented, as you guys might be able to see. Hopefully. I think we need to bring it up high, a little bit higher. The camera is facing a little bit upwards, so you don't have to tilt it, but you just have to bring it up higher.
Like this?
Yeah. Hopefully. All right, well, this looks amazing. But you can start eating if you want to. Yeah, we can't both be eating at the same time, so. Itadakimasu. All right, so yeah, I want to continue talking with you guys. So Harumi found these 2 students. So she is going to be doing these in-person, kimono dressing lessons. And of course, because it's June now, Harumi's going to be starting her online kimono dressing as well. We were talking about it a little bit this morning, actually. Yeah. That's the soup, right? Yeah, perfect. No, it's okay.
So good.
We can't both be eating at the same time, so if one's eating, the other person has to be talking, otherwise it's going to be everyone watching and hearing us just
silence.
Yeah, in silence. So, all right. Now I am starting to be afraid that if our voices are really in here because it's starting to get a little bit loud around this, but yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. So sorry, it's still a lot of the stuff is still experimenting right now. Is it okay if I bring my microphone a little bit closer to my mouth, guys? Hold on, let me move it just a little bit up closer to my mouth. You guys might be able to hear me better, so hello. Here we go. I think that should be better. All right. So yeah, so Harumi was able to find some offline students already. So she's going to be holding these trainings On Mondays every 2 weeks, you said? Every 2 weeks, yeah. And the Ananas is going to be starting. We're going to be going. Oh, that's so cute. The other one is matcha, right? Beautiful. And there's going to be the new, what should I say, activity for tourists too. And that's more of a collaboration with Seki Sensei, right? That's going to be happening as well, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking some pictures for that too. So there's so many things happening at once. Yeah, but Harumi still has to, post the new katanas on my Shogo's katana shop, and there's so many more stuff we still have to do. So we're very, very busy. But yeah, they're really good.
So good.
Awesome.
The butter.
The butter is nice. Isn't there butter? Oh, that's the butter. Okay. On a small dish kind of
It's
thing.
so good. And also this fluffiness on the bread because it's just baked.
Just baked, really?
Yeah.
Like this morning, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that's amazing.
Amazing.
I'm gonna have a bite too, by the way. Super fluffy.
Crunchy outside. Crunchy. Crispy.
Crunchy, crispy, both works, I think.
Okay. I love
It's
this.
amazing. Very, very good. Wow. And I was just showing you guys a little bit earlier too, but again, it's like a matcha tea bowl, but it has latte in it. It has capital latte in it, and there's sugar that they brought us for us too. We don't need any sugar, but yeah. And I was about to tell you guys about something too. So last night, what we were talking about so much was that my men's kimono brand, Hakama, we have 2 designs in the beginning. And the one design is the Budo Baka we talked about before. All the weaponry, the tools, training tools that we use in Asayama Ichiden-ryu is kind of designed in the kimono. The other is the Ryuko, which is dragon and tiger, which is the name of a kata that we train in Asayama Ichiden-ryu. So the dragon and tiger kind of fighting, glaring at each other. It's like placed on different parts of the kimono kind of thing. It's sort of like a komon design. Yeah, we call it. Komon is a type of kimono, by the way. The design where we have these different random patterns, pictures in random places is called komon, but it's kind of like that, yeah. So these are the first two designs. And we decided to create 20 each. Basically, so we really need to complete selling these 40 in the beginning. Otherwise, we can't start making new designs. Once we complete selling these first 40, from there, whenever someone orders, they'll make the kimono at that timing. So we don't have to worry about it so much from there on. But we really need to complete these 40, so we're going to be doing our best to try to promote our brand and how amazing men's kimono are and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we're thinking so much about the new designs we could make in the future last night too. And a couple of the designs that we've thought of are, last night we discussed a little bit about designs we have already talked about before, but too, by the way. For example, something called the kamon narabe, where you have like multiple family crests in a row, and we wanted to make it into katamigawari. So one side of the kimono is just plain color, and the other side has the family crests lined up on it. That's one thing I would love to do. And what else was there? That was one thing. Ichimatsu is one thing, and also the Seigai-ha. Seigai-ha are those wave patterns, and I want to make the waves with katanas. It's like bent, really well curved katanas, wave patterns. I might be putting some pictures up for you guys so you can imagine what these designs are about. But yeah, and Ichimatsu are if you know Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, Ichimatsu pattern is the Tanjiro's kimono has that design on it.
Yeah, that is green and black Ichimatsu.
Yeah, exactly. The color doesn't matter. It's about the patterns. Yeah. So we were thinking a little bit about Ichimatsu, and maybe there's a lot of different designs for Ichimatsu. So it doesn't just have to be simple squares with different colors, but it could be pictures too. Yeah, so we were thinking, like, one of the squares can be just a simple color, but the other square, that comes in a row, could be a tsuba. It's kind of like a square-shaped tsuba. Yeah, so we can have like a tsuba, just a white color, for example, just a white space, tsuba, white space, and we can make these square patterns. I think that'd be really cool too. Yeah. and all that kind of stuff. But we're also talking about the chojugi. Chojugi are Japan's ancient manga. Yeah, so there's these animals that are walking on their two legs. We've actually, in the past on Let's Ask Show, we made these similar designs of us before. Yeah, very long time ago. Very, very long time ago. Yeah, I was actually a frog. Hanami was a rabbit. Yeah, it was a cute design though. We liked it. Yeah, but it would be great if we can make the chojugi design on the kimono with them wearing samurai armor.
Yeah.
That would be really adorable, I think.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cute. So we were thinking about that. And yeah, so recently thinking about designs for men's kimono has been so much fun for us. Yeah, and I have been thinking about starting to hold online lessons for men's kimono too. And I want to make like this 2 or 3 month program, basically. And if you take it like once a week, you'll be able to basically understand and learn everything you need to know about men's kimono. And at the end of like the 2 or 3 months, we can hold like an exam. And if you pass the dressing exam and the written exam, probably, you'll get some certificates basically that you can say that you were approved by Let's Ask Shogo, that you know about kimonos and such. Yeah, that's something to have in mind. But until then, though, the problem right now that I've been feeling already, talking about men's kimono on social media, on YouTube, and all that kind of stuff, I've already noticed that even though I make a lot of content, everyone's like, "Wow, that's amazing! I really wish I had a kimono." So everyone doesn't have a kimono yet. So that's a huge problem. So I think until I start my own brand and I start selling those kimono to people outside of Japan, making content or starting my lessons is meaningless because everyone doesn't have kimono yet. Everyone has dogi, but no kimono. So that's something I was thinking about recently.
True. For women's kimono, I think many people, like my followers, have women's kimono. Not many, but some. So yeah, some are already enjoying wearing kimono. It's amazing. So yeah, I think I can do some like online lessons maybe. And buying women's kimono is more easier overseas too, right? So yeah, than men's kimono. So because men's kimono also regarding its like recycled kimono, it's small. The size really small. So
that's another thing too. Yeah,
okay, it's really difficult to sell overseas. So
right.
And women's kimono, yeah, it's okay. Like not, you can wear like because it's really long. You can wear as you don't.
It's adjustable.
Yeah, so it's adjustable, so you can wear it like no ohashori tag.
Yep.
Ohashori tag is the tag here.
Yep.
So you don't have this ohashori tag, then your length is okay to wear it. So yeah, women's kimonos are adjustable, so maybe it's easier. But yeah,
I have so many people telling me that they came to Japan. They came to Kyoto, for example, and they were looking for a kimono, and they could never find their size.
Oh, you mean men's kimono?
Men's kimono.
Oh,
Men's
yeah.
kimono, of course, men's kimono. Yeah, so they can never find their size. You know? Yeah, not just in terms of width, but also with height too. That's the reason why the men's kimono shop that we've introduced on Let's Ask Shogo, like Kato Shoten-san, Eitaro-san, they have very big kimono too, like up to 5L or something.
5L.
5L or
great.
something like that. And the kimono what we're going to be selling too is up to 3L. So that's about 190 centimeters, I think that'd be. Yeah, so that's pretty tall, to be honest. If you're bigger than that, you definitely probably have to find a kimono to be tailored perfectly for you. Because even overseas, if you're taller than 190, you're really, really tall. So anyways, I definitely need to provide men's kimono to the world, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, no one has the right, not equipment, but the stuff that you need to start enjoying kimonos in the first place, Yeah. But my brand is definitely not going to be enough, so I have to start collaborating with some kimono shops or somewhere that'd be happy to sell their products overseas. I've been discussing with Kato Shoten-san, the kimono men's kimono shop they work with for my men's kimono lessons, in-person lessons in Kyoto for travelers. Yeah, but they haven't really given me a clear reply yet about. They have a beautiful online shop, by the way, but it's all in Japanese. And they say that they'd be happy to ship overseas, but everything is in Japanese, so it's really hard to buy things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to have it shipped overseas, you have to go to this website where they would transfer the products that you buy, and you had to go to the website on your own, and it's a little bit troublesome, you know? So we originally suggested that if we could create our website or system on our end and select a few items that we can sell. If you try to have all the products that they have on their website, it's going to be a bit too much work, and some items might be new and they might get sold out. So we want to only have like the products on the website that they would always have supplies of. Would that make sense? Like Hakamas, certain kimonos that they always have supplies. And for the ones that are like, what should I say, limited sold online or stuff like that, you can just buy from our original brand, from Hussein Kuma. Or if you want something from Kato Shoten, of course you can go to Kato Shoten's website directly and buy from them. Then if we do that, though, we'll be able to support a very, what should I say, recommended from our side too, recommended men's kimono shop in Kyoto. We'll be able to help out their business as well. So, but we haven't been able to get a reply. Yeah, I can't say this in a very big voice, but that's kind of like how you need to do business in Kyoto. Yeah. So you really need to start working with them first before they trust you. Yeah. So you can't just, even if you have an amazing plan that's beneficial for everyone involved, if you don't have the right relationship, they'll never say yes to what you have in mind. Yeah. So that's not a bad thing. That's how business works in Kyoto. Yeah. So it's not just 100% logical, rational. Yeah. In Tokyo or like in Osaka, it goes straightforward. If you have a good plan, let's do it. But in Kyoto, it's all about human relationships and how much gifts you brought them, how many times you went to go and greet them, all these kind of things have to be involved to work with people or businesses in Kyoto. So we're going to take a little bit more time, but we're hoping to do that too.
Yeah. So because if you're about men's kimono, if your height is really tall, then wearing hakama is a really good option. Yeah, because the kimono, the nagagi, the long one, until your ankle. But if the length is too short to your ankle, then you can wear hakama on the kimono. So the size over kimono, so you don't need to think about the sizes. Like it's only to 3L or like 5L. So hakama is a really good option. Like the place I work with, Kitsuke Kimono Dressing, and some people from overseas are like, it's good. Like 2 meters.
Wow.
Really high, super high. I was like talking like this.
Did you already meet such people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I totally understand.
Yeah, super high, like men. We don't have such long kimono or men's kimono. So we'll dress like I think it's a 2L or 3L kimono, then hakama over the kimono. So,
the length doesn't matter, basically.
Yeah, that worked perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. So a nagagi or a kimono, a regular kimono, is basically like a one-piece skirt,
like a robe kind of thing.
Robe kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. So it has to be the exact length of your height, But when you wear a hakama over it, it's almost like you're putting a pants over it, So a different, a baggy trouser over it kind of thing. So you can kind of hide the length because you have the trouser over it.
Yeah.
So you just need to have the hakama at the right length. Yeah, and then it's not a problem. But, if you're super tall, though, getting the hakama at the right length is a bit difficult, too. The thing, though, is that I personally promote it, but the hakama that's worn in Budo, like the Budo Hakama we call it. Let's say they're sold on Tozando and such. Yeah, those are, to be honest, they're perfectly fine, even if you wanted to wear them fashionably too. Especially Tozando's website for overseas purchasers, people who want to buy them from overseas. The Tozando actually has some of these colorful hakama too, blue, green, and brown or something like that.
The same fabric?
I think it should be the same fabric. So it's strong, it's very easy to put on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's kind of like, from my point of view, it's kind of like jeans. You know. So of course there are actual denim hakamas, by the way. But
Yeah.
actual denim hakamas are a little bit more difficult to find, to be honest, and they're not that accessible. But the Budo Hakama are kind of like the denim, basically, for in terms of pants. Yeah. So I think, of course, if you go really deep into the fashionable world of men's kimono, wearing a Budo Hakama and like casual, everyday wearing kind of thing might be not so common. But why not just change that norm? Who said we can't? We should definitely try out the things. You start using the things that's more accessible. And Budo Hakama are really, really strong. Of course, they don't rip, for example, easily. Of course, water is totally fine, for example, and all that kind of stuff. It's really easy to put on too, because the fabric is really dense and strong.
Yeah, not too expensive.
Yeah. Like for example, the hakama I have right now on is polyester. Yeah, so it's really slippery. If that makes sense. If you're not used to putting on hakama and having the right tension when you put it on and such, it gets really messy very easily, to be honest. So yeah. So with that said, if I can start working with Kato Shoten-san and starting selling their products on our website or whatever, kind of like, what's the right word? Helping a shop sell their products for them. Affiliate, yeah, kind of thing. Affiliate kind of thing, I guess. Yeah, if I could do that for them, yes, everything will be perfect. Then I think we can start doing those Shogo's men's kimono dressing lessons, or just men's kimonos lessons in general, and we can start providing those certificates and all these lessons. Harumi and I were talking about this morning that I think it's really important that if we're going to be doing these special 2-month, 3-month lessons where you get to learn basically everything you need to know, the basic parts you need to know about men's kimono, we should definitely talk about a lot about the fabric and stuff like that too. The fabric, the design, all these things have different ranks in men's kimono. And compared to women, to be honest, the men's kimono's rules are a lot more flexible. There's a lot more loose, we would say in Japanese, by the way. So it's not as strict. Of course, if you're like wearing a Montsuki Haori Hakama, which is the most official type of kimono you must wear, like at weddings, for example, you might see me wearing those at no theater without the Haori, that has a lot of rules. Yeah. So, but other than that, no one's going to be pointing at you in your face and telling you that you're wearing your kimono wrong, like unlike women. For women, even in Kyoto, I've talked about this before, but there's these kimono police in and out the internet. People criticizing other people for wearing it wrong or wearing the wrong fabric or blah blah blah. Who cares, to be honest? Unless it's a formal occasion. If you're going to a funeral, if you're going to a wedding, and you wear the wrong clothes, that's very awkward. But that's not just kimono. Yeah, it's everything in general. You don't go to someone's wedding in a worn out pajama, right? That'd be like, why are you here in that? That's obvious. That's the same for kimonos too. Well, other than that, you're free to wear whatever you want to. But when it comes to traditional culture, people are like, no, you shouldn't be done. It's not done like that. But okay, let's take what you're saying is correct. What you're saying is considered traditional. Like, when was that made? When was that idea made? That norm created? Yeah. When you actually look back at history, it's really recent for women's kimono too. How we started wearing it very neatly, and all that kind of stuff.
How we make ohashiri really straight.
Yeah, it has to be an index finger length. This has to be this, and this has to be exactly symmetrical. This is something that was created very recently. It's way after samurais were gone and Japanese people did not wear kimonos in everyday life anymore. Yeah, so the people who were selling kimonos and such, they were having a hard time because Japanese people stopped wearing kimonos and they all started wearing Western clothes. So in order to protect their value, kimonos' value, and to be able to sell them at higher prices and such, they made kimonos into something that's noble and royal and important, and it has to be done in a certain way. But no, for a few hundred years in Japanese history, it was just a type of clothes. Okay, there were no none of the rules that are believed in today, yes, did not exist unless it's the formal kimono. Yeah, so.
But if you can wear like not the rules in nowadays, it would be like beautiful.
Yeah, of course, of course.
It's
yes,
a type of like, kitsuge
of course,
technique.
of course.
So yeah, that would be perfect.
I was just about to get back to that. So with that said, yes, if you have the knowledge or not is different. Okay, but if you have to first of all know about what is considered normal today and break those rules on purpose because you want to do it that way, and not knowing anything at all and just randomly breaking the rules is different, right? Yeah. So not hardly anyone talks about fabric or these different ranks in men's kimono, especially in English. Yeah, it's hardly found. A lot of people talk about how you put it on and such, but for men's kimono, putting it on isn't difficult at all. So I would love to try to create this curriculum, maybe like a textbook kind of thing. Yeah, and try to explain to everyone as simplest is the best, of course, but try to explain to everyone like what different fabrics and all these the different meanings behind them and all that kind of stuff. I'd be happy to do that.
It'll be really fun after you know these knowledge. Like for example, I'm wearing what is this? Hemp obi. Hemp obi. I looked up the ChatGPT.
Okay.
It's a hemp obi and also the linen obi, but they said it's not exact same with the linen, so it should be called hemp obi.
HEMP.
Yeah, hemp obi. And this is a summer kimono, summer obi. The fabric is only for summer. But now it's June. Just beginning of June. So we usually don't wear summer kimono, the see-through one. So I'm still wearing this hitoe kimono for a spring kimono kind of thing. But I'll pair with this summer obi. It shows like I'm looking forward to the summer coming. And the feelings like it's a little bit humid today, so I'm wearing a summer kimono. It's going to be like a little bit summerish feelings and mood, but I'm not wearing a summer kimono. This kind of thing is really fun. Simply, yeah. I'm not choosing the spring obi, but I'm choosing the summer obi. Because if you don't know that, maybe you will pair this summer obi at like late autumn. That would be not so interesting.
Okay.
Not good mood as this.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, these just having fun wearing kimono. You need some knowledge. So
That's so true.
yeah.
It's the same with Asayama Ichiden-ryu and Budo Baka training, right? Yeah, the more you learn, the more interesting it becomes because you know these different principles and rules within the techniques, and the more you follow them, it's interesting how it starts to feel really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing, the thing that I talked about earlier about kimono police and such is the problem is that in the end, following these rules or not following these rules are up to you. Right? If you want to learn more, and if you want to learn more and also enjoy the coordination of men's for kimono in general, following those rules, that's up to you. But if you don't want to follow those rules, that's up to you too. Yeah, it's none of your business what how other people wear their kimono. Yeah, but so it's really funny. Like how, for example, Harumi does Nihonbuyo, right? Japanese traditional dancing, and in Japanese traditional dancing, when you train it, you want to put on a kimono as fast as possible. So regardless of the season, you might wear a yukata, or maybe depending on the play or whatever piece you're performing, you might be wearing a furisode, which is a super long sleeve kimono that women who are not married would usually wear. But sometimes even if you're young ladies, usually in their 10s, early 20s maybe. But sometimes, of course, maybe even in your 50s or 60s, if you're acting as a young woman, you have to wear a furisode, right? And when you're heading over to class, wearing a yukata or a furisode, and on the streets, people are going to come up to you sometimes, and tell you, oh, you're wearing the wrong, you're very old, you shouldn't be wearing a furisode, like, of course we know.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's so weird, isn't it? Like, let's say you were a model, and you had to like wear like a winter coat during summer, and because whenever you're taking pictures for winter fashion, you have to take it during summer because those pictures are going to be published and coming out in autumn or winter. So winter clothes have to be taken during summer and vice versa, right? So you're walking outside with a coat on during summer. It's very hot, and you know about that, but you need to have it on because you're right there in front of the studio. And then someone comes up to you and you're like, it's very hot. You shouldn't be wearing a coat. Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for letting me know about that. Yeah. It's very strange, isn't it? When it comes to kimono, there are so many people who would do that. Yeah. And they just assume that you're stupid and that they're very smart, for some reason.
Yeah, for like women's kimono, there's I guess I can say it's the different styles.
Yeah.
Like to wear really neat, like kitsuke techniques. Or and another style is like wear it roughly like same with the Edo period style, like really loose here, or the obi-tying or the kimono lengths or something. These are really more how should I say, casual, and natural kind of thing. And many people love this style.
Yeah.
So like antique wearing with antique kimonos, and they really love to make the otaiko knot. This is my otaiko knot here. It's really square shape, right?
Yeah.
But they really love to tilt it.
On purpose, right?
On purpose,
Yeah.
and it's really they tilt it on purpose, and the tiltness is really neat. How to say? They're calculating the angle.
Okay.
At this angle.
Yeah.
They did on purpose. So
Yeah. They deliberately have it crooked.
Yeah. And they have the balance because like here I have this angle and this here and this angle.
Yeah,
and
there's rules to it too.
Rules and then balance, but sometimes an old lady comes up and
tries to fix it.
Fix you.
That's so funny.
It's really strange or crazy.
It's really like you have a hat on and you have it a little to the side, and then this old man comes up and fixes you on the streets. Someone who you never talked to before. Or you have like one of the buttons on your shirt off, and they come up and try to button you up.
And without saying anything.
Yeah, without saying anything. Without saying like, oh, it's crooked. Would you like me to help?
Yeah.
Would you like some help to fix? I can fix it for you. Then thank you so much. I'm still a beginner. Thank you so much. It'd be great if you help me out and fix it. That's fine. But without saying anything and touching other people's kimonos, that could be,
really expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Hundreds and thousands of yen sometimes, right? Depending on
those kimono police are.
Yeah, so it's a bit crazy, but. I think we're going off a little bit off track about what we were originally talking about.
Sorry.
But yeah. But I finished my toast, by the way. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Very, very good. Yeah. And the latte, too. Yeah, I've been enjoying the latte very much as well. Coffee-wise, it's really, really good, too, by the way.
Right.
Amazing.
They also had matcha tea, matcha latte or something.
Yeah, they had matcha latte, matcha espresso.
Espresso, yeah.
Or something like that, yeah. Well, this is great, You would think this place is a bakery, so they focus more on the bread, but the coffee is amazing, too. I talked about this, too, by the way, in the past, but Kyoto is surprisingly the number one prefecture in Japan that consumes the most amount of coffee and bread.
Yes.
Yeah, you would think, Kyoto is traditional. It must be all the rice and also the matcha, all that kind of stuff. But no, people in Kyoto love coffee and love bread. So you'd be surprised if you ever come to Kyoto how let's just say the competitions, how competitive the bakeries and cafes in Kyoto can be. So in a way, the quality is very high, just like here. You know, it's amazing. You know, the quality is very, very good. So yeah, it might sound and feel a bit strange coming to Kyoto and going to a cafe because, you know, that's probably the last thing you would imagine of Kyoto, but it's actually really, really amazing. Sometimes the quality is much better than the other prefectures and such. So if you're interested, I hope you can try it out. Okay? And we're almost about to finish eating. One thing I was talking with Harumi yesterday, completely different topic, guys. Suddenly,
let me talk about just a little bit,
Please.
really off-topic thing.
Okay.
But it's about kimono. I just found out
Yeah.
men's Montsuki haori and like
The most formal.
most formal kimono
For men?
for men. It's really same, like the colors and the combination, the coordination is really similar to the morning
Oh,
in
okay.
the Western most high level.
Morning is like one rank higher than tuxedos.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Like
Yeah.
we wear at weddings.
Yeah. Can you can show if you can show the screen to everyone?
This one?
Nothing on it, right? Nothing on it that you can't show everyone, right? Yeah. You guys show it. Can you guys see that? Maybe I need to move my face away. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I can put a picture on it and edit it too,
Yeah.
if you couldn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, the color
Yeah,
and
the color combinations. and everything.
yeah, everything is really same.
It's very similar.
Yeah, similar. I just suddenly realized it while we were talking, and
You noticed it yourself? You didn't read about it or anything?
I know.
Oh, okay.
I just realized.
Maybe it's really
I thought
maybe
it's
it's
really
a
interesting.
human thing that we
Yeah.
find these color combinations as formal
Oh,
somehow. Maybe it's a human thing.
Yeah.
Interesting though. Yeah.
The stripes and also black coat.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
wearing inside something and white color.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah. Exactly. Interesting. I really wish we could just finish this conversation in a very peaceful way. But the thing I was trying to talk about earlier was you guys know, maybe from my videos or on the news and such, but Japan's economy has been declining for the past over 30 years, and the taxes are going up higher because the population is declining, you know, and the economy is just getting worse and worse all the time, right? So recently, it's very sad that a lot of incidents, more and more of those are happening. Starting from around last year, maybe 2 years ago, there's been so many people who've been randomly stabbed on the streets and stuff. And just yesterday too, I saw another news in Osaka that someone was stabbed by a random man on a bridge in Neagawa in Osaka. Last year, autumn, winter, there were some incidents of high school students getting stabbed at a fast food restaurant. There was a long line. There we go. Long line of people, you know, waiting to order, and there were a couple, high school couple, I think, in Fukuoka. Yeah, I think it was Kitakyushu, maybe. Totally forgot. Yeah, but anyways, there was a 40. A man in their 40s that went up to stab these two, and I think the girl died. And the boy lived, but the girl died, I think. Yeah, and there was another incident also in Kyushu. Yeah, and someone got stabbed. That was also a man. There was one incident where it was actually a woman that stabbed someone in their 20s. He was and then in Tokyo too, in Tokyo Metro, there was a 21-year-old university boy, that got stabbed by a man on the subway too, I think. Yeah, and he survived. He survived as well. But I can really see. I need to take a look at of course, the data, you know, and statistics to see if the crime rates are actually going up in Japan or not. But we didn't see these kind of incidents that often, you know. And if you learn about crime psychology, Hanzai Shinrikaku, you learn that the more of these incidents happen, there's more people doing it. You know, and the more you see it on the news, there are more people that copy the same acts, and they start, you know, imitate these actions, because it kind of takes off your limits, if that makes sense. You know, when you see someone doing it, I think I can do it too. You know, and then you start copying, going over. If you watch My Hero Academia,
Oh.
you guys know about this scene where they talk about this, right? Yeah, when one this with a lot of charisma, comes out and they create a lot of crime and do a lot of bad things. There's a lot of other bad people that want to start doing the same things, and it starts more and more of these things happening. And I really am concerned about these things very much because we have very small kids, right? And of course, our safety is our top priority. So yeah, and of course, I've never heard of any travelers coming to Japan being involved in these things.
Oh, no.
Yeah, most of the time, when these individuals cause these crimes, it's usually people in their 40s, 50s, older people who have random grudges towards the young, because they of course have youth. They probably look a lot more energetic, maybe. And the people in the 40s and 50s, like, just I don't really want to see you guys living such a happy life because I'm very miserable, kind of thing tends to happen. So, yeah, like 70-80% of the time, it's usually the people in the 40s, 50s, like a little bit younger than our parents' generations, doing these things to people in their 10s and 20s. Yeah, so I can't say that the whole crime rates ourself is going up and such, but these individuals, hurting other people like randomly on the streets or on trains and such, I feel, living in Japan for most of my life, I haven't heard of this such crimes being reported this often. Of course, there have been terrible incidents in Tokyo, like people swinging around, knives in public and hurting others, happening maybe once, twice an year. It would be on the news, But hearing it this often with a short amount of time is a little bit scary. Yeah, it rarely happens in Kyoto, though. Yeah, it's more in Osaka, Tokyo, where the population is even bigger. So like in Fukuoka too, Fukuoka has a really big population as well. Yeah, in Kyoto, maybe it's due to the culture. Maybe in a way it's a little bit protected. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it'll happen someday too. We have to always be careful, but yeah, that's something I've been watching in the news and Japan, of course, a lot of people think that Japan is well-mannered and a lot of people are very polite and kind and such, but no, Japanese people are humans too. Yeah, if we start to get poor, we're gonna take the same actions of what would happen to any other person on the planet. If you're poor, you're gonna start, creating crimes, hurting each other, stealing. That happens anywhere. We're all humans. We follow the same trait, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I really feel that I really hope Japan doesn't become a place that's really not safe anymore for people to come to or live and such. But to solve that, though, it's not just one thing. You have to solve all the other problems that are related to that. So for now, as individuals, all we can do is to be careful and to keep in mind that such things could happen in Japan too. So we'll see how that goes too. But all right, I think as we're almost completely finished eating, so it's about time for us to get going. It's still not that late yet, so I think we might head home first. Oh, one thing, it's super rainy today.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to coming here for our first podcast outside, and we're looking forward to it. And it's a super heavy rain day all day long today. So yeah, we chose our polyester kimono, by the way, today. Yeah. But we'll head back outside in the pouring rain. And I really hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Yeah. So hopefully every week, maybe not a restaurant, but we'll definitely try to be outside to record stuff for you guys. Next week, our schedule might be a little bit difficult for us to go to a restaurant and such, but we do have one place that we have in mind that we might be able to record a podcast. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah, we're going to be filming videos. We might be able to take a podcast too. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we might be walking around a little bit and showing you stuff around, and But anyways, for now on, we'll definitely be on video showing you different kimonos or different restaurants or places to go. So I hope we can continue supporting our podcast channel too. Yep. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.